the tiny little studio on this tiny little Greek island. We don't have electricity, so however long my data lasts. Yeah. So today, gosh, what have I been up to? Coming in here, I'm not quite in yet today. I have uh, other responsibilities to take care of, and I'm doing some extra work out in the house. And, typical daily stuff, cooking, cleaning up. I've got the laundry hung up outside, and putting that all together so that I can come in here and work on my sheep, which is coming along. So what I'm doing with my painting this time, it's the first time I'm doing this, and oh, come on. Ah, come on. Couldn't get that off well enough. So this is the first time I'm doing this kind of thing. You can still see the grid marks on the canvas. Usually what I do is I go in and I'll paint the darks, large masses, and the lights and the midtones, and just kind of get a three-dimensional underpainting, just three-dimensional, three value, sorry, which makes it three-dimensional as soon as you put in the third value. That's what I usually do. And then I work down the large masses to smaller masses. And that's what I started to do here. And then I thought, no, I'm gonna do it differently this time as an exercise and to see what happens. As I'm shooting for a more realistic painting, there are some things that I need on the grid to make sure that I paint in all right. I have to get the eye in place, although it's pretty darn close, but not exactly. And get the highlight area in much stronger. And everything seems to be going well. So I'm going to start, I just got full of paint. I'm going to start up here in my first, you can see the grid that I have. I'm just going to start and do everything there and move over to the next one and move over to the next one and just keep going down until I get to the last square. And I'm going to do that so that I can just change it up a little bit, see what it's like. Maybe it's a better way for me to paint paintings like this when I'm doing like animal portraits rather than how I normally do it. Again, it's, like doing the 30-day lemon challenge where you just paint a lemon and you switch it up and you try new things and you do it all differently. So that's what I want to do here, and just keep going from square, section to section, and maybe do the entire thing that way. I don't know if it's going to hold me back or spur me forwards. We will see. We will see. So so that's what I want to do when I get back in. I got paint all over my fingers. Ooh, isn't that fun? Yeah, I love getting messy. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to work on that. I also have a video that I'm working on, my next YouTube video, and which has to do with this painting as well. If I get far enough, I will upload that. If not, then I won't. It'll probably be a while. Maybe I'll just do a shorter quick tip video instead. If you need a quick tip, let me know, and I'll try and get that answered for you. Some specific question about painting, about creativity, about creative blocks, about your own art journey, something that you need, that you want to uh, move beyond, haha, and realign and understand how your own creative energy works through you. And that's basically the stuff on my list today. It's important to honor your responsibilities in your daily life, not only in your tiny little studio, especially in this tiny little studio, which really isn't that tiny after all. It's actually quite big, but it's it's important to take a look at where you're neglecting these responsibilities. What are those responsibilities? It could be like in a daily life kind of thing. Like I neglect, especially now that my girls are grown and out, although they are here right now for probably another month or two. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. They came back for a leap year. They were in the States. So they're back. They'll be leaving again soon. So taking a look at how I have just kind of neglected my home. So doing the extra things, which I stopped doing because, why? And, I was spending more time here with you guys. And so now it's a responsibility that I need to raise up a little bit, just a little bit more attention to what's going on in the house. Like, for example, today I am putting some kind of, I don't know what it's called, some kind of something on the grout of the tile floors in the bathroom, in the main bathroom, because they've gotten discolored, they're dark, and seeing if I can uplift that dirt, I guess grime, whatever that has gotten into those grout lines, and just kind of refreshen and upgrade the bathroom as it is, without going in and doing major changes, without doing anything specific, right? Without like regrouting the tiles, and just upgrading the level that I pay attention to the bathroom. Like in my house, generally, I will go in and do the basic things, the very basic things. Just I'll sweep, I'll do the dishes, I'll wipe down the counters, and I'll clean out the fridge once a week, once every 2 weeks, depending on what's going on. Sweep a little bit outside, and then I just want to get back in here and paint and do my things. So what I've decided to do was upgrade that and do more of the extra things that I don't normally do, like sweeping underneath a desk, a dresser, getting behind, cleaning out the fireplace, getting behind the couch, things like that. And here's, what does this have to do with your painting practice? And let's see if I can compare the two, put them together. It seems to me, for me, there's probably others out there like me, maybe not so many, who knows? I don't know how odd I am. I think I'm pretty odd. But, whatever. I think creative people generally were all oddballs in the general context of society and our community, that we're kind of the oddballs. And thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for the oddball effect, because what would we be without us? I mean, who would we be without a little bit of goofiness, without a little bit of fun, without, you know, without just a livening up of the drudgery of daily life? And I think people who are connected to their creativity, because we all have creativity, even the dullest of the dull has immense creativity within them. But if you're not connected to it, well, things get stagnant. They're like little glasses of water, of seawater, sitting on the beach, stuck. Like, their whole potential is in that little glass of water, rather than pouring themselves back into the sea and having being connected to the immense beauty and power and vitality that the entire sea has, or ocean, however you want to put it, right? That's kind of how I think about people with creativity. So, anyways, cleaning the house, upping my level of being responsible for the house, contributing to the family community in a stronger way. And how am I going to make that better for me in my painting? And again, it's like I'm doing things that I don't normally do, spending a little bit more time, which forces me to do better time management throughout my day, which, I don't always do, forces me to, in a good way, notice where I'm being irresponsible in my daily life. And that helps me see where I'm being irresponsible in my painting practice. And being irresponsible, meaning that there are things you can do that maybe you don't do enough of. Here's an example. My jar of linseed oil with dirty paintbrushes in them, with the paint still on them. Because, I just kind of keep them in here. And they're great, because then I when I want to use one of these brushes, I'll take it out, wipe it down on the cloth, get most of the paint out, most of the linseed oil out, and the paint, because paint will come out with linseed oil. And then I'll wash it off in my turpentine, uh, and it works, right? But the problem with this, with having a jar, is that the brush tips are sitting in the jar. And okay, if it's a day or two, big deal, nothing really happens. But if it starts to go on to a couple weeks, and your brushes are sitting in there, especially your soft brushes. That one's still okay. I don't know if I can find one of the soft ones. I took one out yesterday and it was just there. This one was just terribly bent out of shape. You can see it. It's a mess. It's a mess. And that's because I just let it sit in there. So I'm irresponsible on that level, right? I have I'll just put it in there. I'll do it later. I'll do it later, because there are lots of things to do in a day, but I'll do it later. And then my brush turns out like this, and then I have to spend extra time fixing it, putting it back together, flattening it out. And really, it's only temporary. This is a very old brush anyways, and I need a new one. But until I can get a new one, which isn't going to be for, I don't know, maybe another month or so, um, I have to use what I have and make them all work well. So I need to be a little bit more responsible for my brushes. And it's all good lessons, really. It's all really good lessons. So I'm going back out to scrub more of the grout in the bathroom tiles to see if I can uh, just just pull it together a little bit more, just make it a little bit more beautiful. And in that sense, also uh, changing the way I'm going to paint this painting as I go into the second layer. I've kind of got everything in, but going in on the second layer and just going in each, starting with one square and then moving to the next and basically finishing it each little square at a time and just see how that works. Will it stifle me or will it expand me? I'm assuming it's going to expand me. Whether or not I continue doing paintings that way, I kind of doubt it. I like pulling it all together like a composer, right? I like being the composer of my painting and working the entire painting all at the same time. I I like that. But I'm going to do it this way this time just to see what happens. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for being here with me. Be inspired, be creative, be you. Have a beautiful day today, and I will see you all again tomorrow.